People see the cars, the Bugattis, jets, the G4s, the Richard Milles, the trips, but it wasn't always like this. 2019, I was actually in debt. I was in debt about $30,000 for all the money that I had saved up in Dunkin' Donuts and the money that I had borrowed from my family. And I lost everything. I literally lost everything that I had saved and asked for people to trust in me in 3 months trying to enter a new journey. And even with that, I entered this very deep, I don't want to say depression, but very frustrated phase in my life where I pretty much lost connection and contact with everybody in my family because not only did I lose all their money, but I was doing the complete opposite, they said. So it all started in the middle of 2018. I'm working at Dunkin' Donuts, making $8, $9 an hour, where I'm probably making $1,500 to $1,800 a month. That's working the 40 hours a week, showing up every single day. And as I'm working here for more than 6 months, I'm realizing this is not the life that I want to live. This is a very unhappy lifestyle. I'm feeling the pattern of literally waking up, working, clocking out, going home, eating, sleeping, repeating literally every single day. But there is one thing that I do remember from that time that completely changed everything for me. I was actually in a rush on my way to go clock in early in the morning because I had the morning shift at Dunkin' Donuts. I had to make the bagels, I had to make the donuts, I had to make the waffles, I had to make the coffee, everything I had to have it very early. And I ran a red light. And there's a camera on this red light that automatically sends you a ticket to the house. I didn't even know. And I got my paycheck that same Friday in the mail because I would get everything to my house and then I would just direct deposit it into my bank account. And I'll never forget, I get one mail that has my Dunkin' Donuts check, and then I have another mail that is a ticket from the red light. When I looked at the amount of each ticket, they're both identical. My paycheck for that week was $158 because I missed 2 days because I felt like I was sick or something. And then the ticket for running the red light was $158. This is where my mind completely went ballistic. I'm like, I just worked a whole entire week to pay a red light ticket that I got trying to rush to get to my job. This is where I completely changed my whole entire mindset and my ambition on who I want to be. And I knew that working that 9 to 5, that 7 to 6, 7 to 4 was not going to be it. And you know what? Thanks to that red light ticket, that is where it all started. That is where I realized this is the new beginning of me trying to figure out how I'm going to be successful. How? I have no idea, but I know there's other people out there that are successful. Why can't I? So I did what every young 18-year-old would do. Go on the internet, search up how to make money online. And you got many different options that would pop up. And I was one of those guys that I was very skeptical of these people making money online, the guys that would pop up on the ads. My first initial thought is scam. This guy's trying to take my money and the product that he's selling doesn't work. It's not real. He just makes money from selling products. And I was in complete denial. But I kind of ran into a dead end every single time I was trying to learn a new journey. I needed to get educated. I had to learn how to do what I wanted to do. I just wasn't gonna go to the supermarket and find somebody that did it because I didn't know who does what. So the easiest way is just either watching videos and trying to figure it out or get educated on. So I said, you know what? Let me just take the leap of faith and what's the worst that can happen? Lose money? At the end of the day, I was losing more time working a job that wasn't making me enough money to do anything. So I said, let's do it. So I started off trying to learn how to trade stocks. And that was actually the shortest journey because as I'm about a week or two into it, I realized that the minimum deposit that you had to have to be able to trade stocks was $25,000. And at that time, I did not have $25,000. So I said, okay, cool. On to the next. This is not for me. I came across Amazon drop shipping, I think it is, or FBA or whatever that's called, which is basically where you resell products on Amazon. And I knew a buddy of mine that was actually doing it, and he was doing it for about 4 to 6 months, and he was not successful at all. He was very frustrated, not having any type of results, and he was maxed out on his credit cards. He was kind of explaining to me that you need to have credit limits so you can buy things and then you sell them. And I did not have any credit cards at that time, and I didn't have anything. I didn't have money to put up that was enough to actually start making some type of profit with these stores. But I did a little bit of due diligence just to understand how it works and see if there was a way around it. There definitely wasn't. And then I came across what I thought was gonna be the jackpot, Airbnb. This is when Airbnb is popping off. And Grant Cardone did an interview with this guy named Brian Page. And in the interview, he's explaining that, oh, you can actually own properties, cash flow them, and not have to have any mortgage. You don't have to have any down payment. You don't have to maintenance. You don't have to do anything. I'm like, what was this guy talking about? And it was rental arbitrage. So he sold me on it. I can't even lie. Sold me on the product 100%. You basically go up to a landlord and say, hey, do you want me to sublease your property myself and then I mess it up for a whole year and give it back to you? Or do you want me to do rental arbitrage where you lease it to me and then I sublease it to people every single week? People come in for a week, I take a deposit. Basically, before they leave, I clean the house. So the house has to be in high maintenance. So these new people that are going to come in through Airbnb rent it out and then the property cash flows. So the story and the narrative was positive for the landlord. Basically, I have to take care of your property so I can continue to make money with my business. And then you're happy because I'm paying your rent and I'm taking care of your property. And I thought this was really going to be it. I invested into it. I got educated and ran into a bunch of walls. It is not that easy. The story does sound nice, but I ran into a lot of issues, signing leases, landlords allowing it, short-term rental zonings. I basically lost about 8 months and a lot of money hiring people trying to figure out these things. And keep in mind, I don't know how to do any of this stuff. I just basically saw this guy on YouTube and tried to figure it out on my own, hired cleaning ladies, hired contractors, and I didn't know how to do any of this stuff. So it was definitely an interesting part of the journey in my life, but just didn't work out at all. So when I got sold the dream, I decided to go all in. I got one of my buddies of mine, George. I'm like, dude, we have to just put in all the time into this. We started, literally cold knocking on people's doors, started investing into like realtor cards, wearing up to people like if we're realtors. We started to sign leases, and little did we know that we were signing leases, and in the areas we were signing leases, they don't allow short-term rentals. So now we have a contract for at least for a year that we could cancel, but then we lose the deposit. It was a very frustrating 8 months that I literally made no money. I did everything voluntary hours, and it actually cost me a lot of money. But you know what? There was lessons learned, and I realized that everything that was sold and the picture that was painted wasn't exactly as easy as it is. So after my friend pretty much quitting on me, he literally said, hey, look, bro, this is not gonna work out. I can't continue to help you on this because I just don't see a future in it. I was kind of left by myself, and by myself, I didn't want to take on all this responsibility. So I kind of had to throw in the towel and waste all that time. That's where I entered this very frustrated point because I'm trying to make it. I really want to be successful, and I'm going out there and I'm putting in the work, but I'm not getting anything in return. And my friend that I thought was going to be there with me the whole time, he basically bailed on me, so I'm just there by myself. About a month and a half later, I see one of my friends in college. At that time, I was in my first couple of months of college. He's like, hey dude, you should come to this event where they're going to teach us how to make $250 a day trading. And I told him, bro, you need minimum 25,000. I already did my research. He's like, no, this is different. This is foreign exchange. There's this company called iMarkets Live. They're gonna teach you how to trade live, and you're gonna make $250 a day, so on and so forth. I'm like, oh, okay, sure. How much is it? He's like, no, dude, it's free. It's an event. You're gonna be with other people. It's gonna be great. I'm like, okay, whatever. It doesn't cost me anything. I know this guy. I have nothing to do. I work, go to school. I have plenty of free time. I go to this event, and obviously I get sold into the whole multi-level marketing, pay the subscription. And I was obviously mad at the beginning because I got sold the dream there as well, thinking that this multi-level marketing business was going to teach me how to trade, which they didn't. But what they did do was open the door to the opportunity of foreign exchange trading forex. Like you can actually trade currencies, and you can start with as little as $100, and with leverage, you are able to make a lot more money. So the entry barrier is a lot lower, meaning that I can trade because I don't have $25,000 compared to trading in the stock market. And I started to go deeper and deeper into the business. I'm like, oh wait, this is an actual gold mine. You can have 1 to 500 leverage, 1 to 1,000, 1 to 3,000 leverage, meaning that with $1, you have the buying power of $3,000. I thought I was about to get rich next week. So I started putting in hours every single day. I completely left the multi-level marketing business model that they had, and I just went straight into the charts. 10 hours every single day, 7 days a week. I was locked in for a period of 5 months where the only thing I did was just charts. And this is the same point where my professor came up to me in English class. I'll never forget this. I'm falling asleep in the class, and he came up to me. He's like, hey, look, just letting you know that you can pretty much ace every single test from here to the end, and you will still fail this class. So you can fall asleep or you can leave, but you don't have to come back because you're going to fail this semester because you're just too behind. I wasn't doing my homework, wasn't passing the test. And I told him, like, thank you very much, bro. Left the class, never went back in, and all this kind of happened at that same exact time. So I'm lying to my parents saying I'm going to school. I'm still working at Dunkin', not making money, and now I'm trying to figure out how to make money trading forex when I have no idea how to trade forex. And little did I know that this journey of trading forex was about to be the most darkest and brutal journey that I could have ever anticipated for it to be. I entered a rabbit hole so deep, I put myself so deep into this that I had either getting out or dying. There was no other option. I was so much into debt. All the little bit of money that I had saved up from my job, I put into it. I asked my parents for money, telling them that it was gonna be for financial aid and for books, and I put it into trading. All of it blown. I got a total sum of about $28,000, $29,000 that I blew in literally 3 months of me getting into this journey of trading. And I can't go and tell my parents that I lost the money they gave me for school trading. I have Cuban parents that they don't even know how to use a computer. They would kick me out of the house, they'd disown me. At this point, I had either an option to succeed or I was doomed. And my family ended up finding out that I stopped going to college. They found out that I lost all the money, and they found out how I lost it. And that wasn't a nice conversation, telling my parents that I haven't been going to school and I've been trying to figure out how to make money online and make back this debt of $30,000. It really wasn't a good conversation to have at all. But at that very point, I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, dude, you've pretty much tried everything out there. You definitely don't want to continue to stay at the job. There's other people in this niche that are successful. What do they have different that you don't? Nothing. They're all human at the end of the day. The only thing they have ahead of me is time. They put more time into this craft than I have. I'm about a year into this journey and I've done nothing but lose. They have 8 years in front of me and they do nothing but win. Well, maybe I just have to put more time into it. And that's exactly what I did. I put my head down every single day, 10 hours a day, looking at nothing other than the charts. What ended up happening after another year went by, I was no longer losing. Now I was at the point where I was predicting the markets, but I wasn't making any money. At first, I was literally looking at the markets and not knowing what the hell was gonna happen. Now I'm looking at the markets and I'm having not only a great bias of if it's gonna go up or down, but I'm actually predicting it to a precise price point by exactly what day it's gonna get there. Now, all the 2 years of pain are becoming actually worth it. And I came across funding companies that they'll fund you. You could buy a challenge for a small fee. If you pass the challenge, they fund you. And this is where I had basically my big crack. I like to call it the golden era because things just went from not zero. I was at negative. It went from negative to plus 100 in the matter of 6 months. At 2.5 year mark, I received my first profitable amount of money that I got from the markets, $28,000. I'll never forget. Not only did I pay back the debt that I had with my parents, it's great. I get emotional and everything because 1 month just outdid 2 years of pain and made everything worth it for me. I paid back the debt of my parents and I said, you know what? Let's make this real. I bought a Rolex for $5,000 and I bought a brand new Mercedes S550. 2 more months went by. I had another great growing of the account. I scaled up to $80,000 in my bank account. I'll never forget $80,000 where I had literally never made that type of money. I had left Dunkin' Donuts and my only focus was trading. But then I entered a slope that I was not prepared for. A very slippery slope that almost cracked me completely and put me right back in the position that I was. The same month that I quit Dunkin' Donuts and I had made $80,000 in my account, I blew $30,000 of my net worth, which is nearly 50% of it in 1 single month. I feel like I was the king of the world. I thought that I was invincible and I felt like as if I could have won every single trade. What had happened is that I entered a winning streak for 3 months. I caught a great movement in the market and I capitalized off of it very well. It was perfectly timed. But then when that volatility started to go down, I was blinded. I thought that volatility was gonna happen forever. And little did I know that me losing those $30,000 of my net worth put me in a position where now I'm scared to risk more money because I don't wanna go back to work. I can't ask my parents for money again. Now I've raised my life to a certain standard that now I have to stay there and continue to grow. There's no way I can go down. So I pretty much cornered myself into a position where I was full of fear. I was scared to take the next step because I didn't want to lose. I didn't want to continue in pain. But I said, you know what? If I made it this far and I made this much money by simply showing up every single day, what did I do wrong? So I started analyzing my mistakes. I go back and I look at my trade history and I started looking at the trades that I took the losses on, and I started to look at the trades that I took a win on. And that's where I realized that I was taking a good amount of trades that were trading with the trend when I won, and when I was taking trades that I would lose, I was taking trades against the trend. So there I see a little bit of a pattern. Then I realized that when I was making a lot of money, I was trading less. When I started losing money, I was trading more. And then I realized how much I was risking. Whenever I would risk less, I'd make more. Whenever I would risk more, I would lose less. These three things combined is probably one of the most powerful data points that I could have self-analyzed in my whole entire journey. Because what that did, it just not only made me redefine everything I was doing wrong and helped me optimize what I was doing right, but now I was no longer scared to take a next step because I knew exactly now why I failed. And I fixed it and I doubled down on what I did right. And all that combined, it gave me a new updated trading plan. But there was one thing that I realized. I wasn't holding my trades long enough. I wasn't capitalizing off of the markets that I was predicting. And that's where set and forget was born. I was scared of cutting my profit short. I was scared of letting the trade hit my stop loss. I was even scared of holding. And that's where set and forget literally played in the factor perfectly. Set and forget took my results to a completely different level. Not only did I analyze my losses and fix them, but now I optimize my wins like I have never done before. I was making so much money by simply set and forgetting that I didn't even know what to do with it. The same exact trades that I was taking where I was making $500 to $1,000, now I'm making $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. Why? Because I'm set and forgetting. I'm making $10,000 a day, $20,000 a day, even $30,000 in one single day because I am holding and maximizing the winning trades that I was catching. And all this thanks to this one day. I'll never forget. I was trading London session, meaning I had to stay up very late into the night and early into the morning. I'm obviously very tired because I haven't slept all night. And I have a lay down chair where I would just either lay back, take a quick nap, or just lay down and get comfortable just to watch the trade because I'm watching the markets for 10 hours a day. And this one day, I fell asleep on the chair. And I fell asleep in the chair with about $4,000 in profit. And I never placed the take profit numbers because again, I wanted to maximize my profits. I would just actively monitor it and close it myself. I fell asleep in the chair. I wake up 3 hours later from a very hefty nap and I'm up $15,000. I was making money in my sleep. This is where everything now made sense. Maximize your profits and cut your losses. Set and fucking forget. And that very day, the set and forget strategy not only changed my life, but it started creating this massive quotes all around the world because it's something that traders all around the world were struggling on. Take entering a trade and just set and forgetting. It is as simple as that. Then you fast forward 2 years applying the set and forget strategy and I had officially now become a millionaire trader, meaning I have $1 million in the bank account, $1 million in my trading account. And this felt good, but this is only the tip of the iceberg. I was only getting started in the ability that I had and me realizing the potential that this market had out there for me. $1 million in trading is nothing. And the more money I started to see, it wasn't enough. I wanted more. I wanted to go from 7 figures to 8 figures. But the type of person that you have to become to go from a 7-figure to 8-figure trader, you have to enter a whole new dark journey. And I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready to see $200,000 in a loss and then swings of $500,000 in profit and then another $200,000 in a loss. And again, I know that's all percentages at the end of the day, but it's my first time entering this type of swings with high numbers that I had personally never seen before on a personal account. But nonetheless, the set and forget strategy didn't fail me. I was following the same exact trades. The only difference is that now I'm risking a lot more than I was originally risking. I was risking on my personal account anywhere from 2 to 5%, but now I'm risking 10, 15, 20% because I want to be an 8-figure trader. And I know that there's risk behind that. I just have to be ready to accept it. At the beginning, I wasn't, and I took more losses than I should have, and I beat myself up for it. But I believed in my strategy, and I believed in myself to not only get out of those losses, but come out on top and end up as an 8-figure trader that I am now today, where I have made more than $13 million using this set and forget strategy. But even then, when I got to this level, I got bored. Like really. Like now, what am I going to go from an 8-figure trader to a 9-figure trader? I actually didn't want that. I didn't need more money. I have more money than I know what to do with. What I needed is a purpose. I needed something to keep me motivated, make me want to wake up in the morning and actually go trade, stay up at night, something that makes my brain churn, something that challenges me. I'm a competitor at heart and I want to win. And I feel like I beat the game. When you beat the game in GTA, you don't ever go back and play it. That's it, you're done. That's what I felt like. So what I decided to do is create a new mission. That is to turn $100 into $1 million.
This that you see here, in the matter of 2 months, I'm gonna turn it into this, or even this, or even this.
Now, little did I know, this mission was gonna fucking be long. I thought I was gonna be doing it in 1 month because I'm the best trader in the world. It took me over a year to complete the 100 to the Mill series. It took me to the bottom where I even took a break from social media. It took me 5-6 different attempts where I was up $300,000 and then I ended up blowing it in 1 single week. It took me 3 months to make it up to $300,000 in the account and gone like this in 1 single week. And all of this done publicly in front of every other guru in the industry, in front of you guys, documented on Instagram, Telegram, Discord, YouTube, everywhere. I'm literally showcasing this journey that I went to when I took the 100 to 300K and when I lost the 300K in front of everybody. It's a bit humiliating. It hurt my reputation and a little bit of my ego because nobody wants to lose hundreds of thousands of dollars in front of everybody. But you know what? I have a challenge that I need to complete and I wasn't gonna let that stop me. I wasn't gonna let that loss define who I am. The way I come back from that loss defines who I am. And we gave the 100 to the Mill challenge another go. But this time it was even more legendary because not only did we complete the 100 to the Mill challenge finally after a year of doing it, we did it live in front of hundreds of thousands of traders. We turned on the live stream and we did not turn it off until the account did not end on $1 million. This is the best way to showcase traders how legit trading industry is and the opportunity that it has to offer for you. All you need is a winning strategy. I literally took $100,000 to $1.03 million in 3 months, showing the before, the during, the after of every single trade, documented on across every single platform. And as soon as I completed this challenge, I realized, what now? What am I gonna do? $1 million to $1 trillion? No, I don't wanna deal with those swings. Yes, it is technically percentage, but at the end of the day, I am human. Seeing multiple 7-figure swings is something that I don't want to have to deal with right now at 24 years old. I'm very content with my life right now. I don't need to have that type of stress on me at all. But what I do like to do is change people's lives, take people that have this opportunity in front of them and they don't know what to do with it. Because I figured this out by myself. I had this passion in me, I had this dog in me, and I had the opportunity and I had to go do it by myself. If I didn't go do it for me, nobody else was. And it took me 2.5 years to really understand it and remotely see anything. Now I have students where I get this opportunity, put it in front of them and show them how to use it correctly. And in the first 6 months, they have made 6 figures. This is what drives me now. This is, for me, the full circle picture. Showing to the people that they're probably skeptical that if this is legit or not, showing them the opportunity and then getting them to have results. Because I was that same person when I got started. I was skeptical and I needed somebody to give me the opportunity so then I could have results and then actually believe in it. And that is what drives me now. That is exactly what the 30-day bootcamp is for, where I'm going to be taking a selected amount of people and taking them from level 0 to level 100, showing them the ins and the outs of the set and forget strategy. Literally taking them by the hand, showing them from step 1 all the way to the 100 so they can make trading their main source of income in this upcoming year. Because comparing the 6-month journey from myself and to somebody like Jay and Juice, where in Jay and Juice's first 6 months, he's made 6 figures. And myself in the first 6 months, I'm still trying to figure out what a pip is correctly. You would have a completely different perspective and idea of trading Forex. Myself, at 6 months, still trying to figure out what a pip is, I don't know how I kept going. And I'd say 90% of the people nowadays don't have that fire in them to keep it going. Compared to Jay and Juice, his first 6 months, he makes 6 figures. This guy's set for life. And that's why I want to be that person for you. Be that person that I wish I had when I got started back in 2019. And I was trying to figure out, is this trading shit really legit? And for anybody out there that is asking themselves, is this really legit? Are those real testimonials? Is that even all real? Go watch my 100 to the Mill series. That is the exact reason on why I did it. For people out there that are skeptical to take this leap of faith, I took a $100 investment and I scaled it to 7 figures live in front of everybody, showing the before, the during, the after. And for those of you that want to see the sum up of this whole entire challenge where I literally took the 100 into the mill, in this video right here, I show you the key highlight points that made me actually be able to complete the challenge. There were certain points where I had to make executive decisions, and if I didn't do it correctly, I would completely blow the account. And that led me to be able to turn $100 into $1 million. And I'll tell you what, I could do it all again. And I hope that this video leads you to understand that behind the lifestyle, behind the cars, behind the success, there is a journey. And people are usually jealous of the results, but nobody's jealous of the journey. So if you're in a position where you want to get to this point, be ready for the journey. Thank you guys for watching this video all the way to the end. I'll see you in the next one.